Hello Captains, it's me, TONIK TZW here in the Tier 5 Premium British battleship, the Warspite, and I now have the Warspite B as well, thanks to the wonderful treasure hunt and the Super Santa crates that I bought with the currency, and the Terrible as well. You may remember an old movie, if you're as old as I am, called Target for Tonight. And I certainly did feel like the target in this one. This is a very old video and I'm just trying to clear the backlog and get them on the channel. Now, I think that I had this Warspite built wrong because the secondaries come into play later and the dispersion is absolutely awful. And all I can think is that I didn't have it built right. I didn't have my captains and inspirations right. And yeah, I think I could have done better. He says, but could I? Let's get into the game and we'll see how this one pans out. Now, there is a division of 3 battleships in this game. They're across there, or they're basically going to head across to Charlie Cap. And I always say play the cap, at least until it becomes untenable, i.e. there is so much across here and so much fire going on that there is not a chance that you're going to be able to defend successfully against it. But we have a battleship out there sailing broadside to us right at the very start. We are broadside to him. He's turning out, but not before we drop one through his citadel. So not a bad opening salvo, and at range, you know, that was quite reasonable to land a citadel shot on him from this range. And there's a cruiser there, so that's 2 ships. We've got another battleship, we've got a destroyer, and we've got the carrier on this side, so that is at least 5, and I get absolutely slapped. Now, our destroyer is doing what I call dope in a smoke. He's sailed into the capture point and he's popped his smoke screen and he's sitting in it. That is, as I say often, about as much use as, I'm not allowed to say it, as much use as breasts on a fish, because you're not supposed to swear in videos anymore now that I'm a YouTube partner and generate revenue from my videos. At least not until 5 minutes in, and we're only 2.5 minutes in, so I'll have to watch my language, try and keep it clean and family friendly. So I decide that the big push is coming in this direction, so the best thing I can do is kite away. I do not expect that destroyer to be surviving because of the number of ships across there and the fact we can't see a flipping thing. So yeah, he's firing torpedoes out, the carrier is onto us like a tramp on chips, and so I'm going to start kiting away because literally there is no way I can survive going straight into that storm of steel, especially with the carrier backing these guys. Oh look, a Vasteras hiding behind a rock, and there is a T-22 as well. So it looks like T-22's taken his cap completely uncontested, and he is now pushing through, perhaps looking for the carrier, and he's stopped there and we put all our guns onto him. But he's playing smart, doing something that I would do, stop and start, and let's just call that arranging salvo, because we gave his decks a bit of a wash there. Now, what you'll see across on Charlie Cap is they've got 2 ships against them, right? 2. We have 7, including the carrier on the Alpha Cap and pushing through Bravo. So here is another salvo at the T-22, but he's a little bit too quick for those ones as well. Mate, I will have you. I'm letting you know that I am a big battleship and I will shoot at you when you're spotted. The lesson will shortly be learned. But yeah, there's 4 ships across there on Charlie Cap, 3 battleships and a destroyer, and it is going to take them 9 minutes to take that cap. And I was thinking, what the heck? But here we go. They are at least shooting at the T-22. Here is my third salvo. I'm leading them a bit more this time, and the old rule of battleships don't shoot destroyers goes out of the window. There'll be another lesson taught a little bit later in this game, but here we go. The Emerald, he's already lost a chunk of his health. Now, the battleship that was across here on this cap with me, he's continued to sail into all of those ships that are across there. He is the focus of attention. We've lost the destroyer. We barely tickle the Emerald, and here comes the other battleship. So I'm looking for support. I'm looking for the carrier, and it's not coming. So I decide, because I've been the focus of attention for so long from Red Team's carrier, that I'm going to head back towards our carrier, and hopefully we can draw these guys in across the caps, and they might actually help us out and put some fire onto these guys. But there we go, shells all over the place. Emerald gets away with it. He's playing very agile, very twisty and turny, playing a very good game, as was the T-22. We're only on 24,000 damage, and there is a broadside New Mexico, and I'm thinking, come on guns, get loaded. But I am spotted by planes. We get a salvo over there. Let's have a look. What's going to happen there? Can't see. We get a bit of a tickle. Nothing major though. So now we're waiting for another reload. And I find battleship play very, very slow. It's not that I don't like playing battleships. You know, when I do play, often I do quite decent, and you know, often enough I can, you know, easily finish top 3, and I have on occasion, you know, finished top spot playing high tier battleships, which is saying something. But as I turn out, the New Mexico turns in, but I get a better shot on him than he does on me. And I'm looking and thinking, I'm almost at the carrier. I'm going to have that little bit of extra AA around me, so that is going to help me out if Red Team's carrier keeps pushing against me. He's certainly been having a field day of it at the moment, but we are going to do what we can to survive. And you'll see now that those guys across on Charlie Cap have finally taken it, and it looks like it's going to be a nothing game. You know, I feel that all I've done is kite and fire and kite and fire and avoid torpedoes, and it really doesn't feel like this is a game that me might win, because we're what, 400 points behind? That's not a good place to be, especially not with that Vastaras running us down. But now that those guys have taken Charlie Cap, I'm hoping that they might about face, pull a 180 and come back and support. But I'm going to be waiting a little bit longer, a little bit too long to be honest in my books. But that was in New Mexico. He's decided that as I'm kiting away, that he's going to switch to high explosive and set fire to me, which is awesome, because fire damage can be healed. So here we are. I'm in my protective little AA bubble now with the carrier. I'm going to use this island to screen myself from those ships that are pushing around. And what we've done is we've drawn them across the map, so it's not a case of running away completely. It's a matter of kiting them, doing what damage we can, and pulling them in closer to where there is going to be support from other ships. Now I don't know what the Ismail's got left on him. It doesn't look like a lot. There's the Vastaras. We've had the carrier spotted. He's pushing this way as well. And until a few minutes ago, the only kill in the game was the one that I took on the T-22. And I know there was assistance from those guys that were there on ACAP. But I think that fire only went onto them because they were at a huge risk of being flanked fired with torpedoes, because that wouldn't have ended well for them at all. It's even Stevens on the ships. We are still 200 points down, and so I'm now looking to see what I can do to try and get rid of this Vasterus, and in doing so I accidentally reverse into the aircraft carrier and I'm pushing him into the open, and I was like, no, this isn't good, I'm not doing a good thing, but there we go. I am on fire again, but the Vasterus loses a chunk of his health. So he knows as well that although I'm a battleship and I might only have AP loaded, I'm going to shoot at you if you're spotted. It's as simple as that. But we're not going to get another shot here, I don't think. I think he's going to blink out of existence. Yep, there we go. We still fire the shots, and lo and behold, here comes the aircraft carrier again. I mean, honestly, is there no other ship on this map that you can go after? Because this is frankly ridiculous. I was thinking, am I the only ship in this game, you know, that you can come after? The fact is I'm parked beside the carrier, so he's losing planes as it is. But even though I'm up to 14 plane kills in a friggin' warspite, and I'm like, okay, there's the carrier. He knows he's spotted now. I think he's overcommitted a little bit. We're waiting for our damage control to cool down. We're waiting for our engine to be repaired. And then what we're going to do is we're going to push out and go back against these guys. So we can see 3 out of 5 ships. We know that the 4th is there as well, the destroyer. And there is still a cruiser out there somewhere. He was last spotted between A and B caps. The game is ticking down. The question is, can we win it? Our destroyer has finally seen sense and is heading across to Bravo Cap. He's going to turn and give us a few points on that. Now I've got HE loaded, expecting to see a destroyer when I come around the corner, but nope, I've got the Ismail. He turns into me. I'm going to swing it hard round and try and be angled to both of these guys. We switched back to AP, and here's where my secondaries start going against the New Mexico. And given that he's just under 5Ks away, I was thinking, have I got a secondary build on this one? I don't know, but we missed our shot on the Ismail, and those guys pick up the New Mexico, which leaves the Vasterus, and there we go. So only 2 kills so far. We have taken an absolute hammering from everything. Well, pretty much everything. There were only 2 ships on the map that I think haven't had a go at me. I know that at least 7 of them have, or rather the T-22 didn't because he wasn't in range. But we soak that torpedo. We've got the 2 front turrets loaded. Furious has realised the error of his ways, and we have only got 2 turrets there, but we are going to give him a little tickle with a double citadel and pick up a Confederate. And now I'm going to do something where I should have been a little bit more patient, because I'm trying to get these back turrets round, and here we go, and just as we're about to fire, he disappears. So I try to lead into the empty space and put the turrets out again. But we ain't going to get lucky with that one. Now these guys that were across there on Charlie Cap for all of the 9 minutes of this game before they were able to take care of the other ships and come this way, they are the ones that are going to get the shots on the Furious. And I'm saying, I just need, 4k, and I'm on a 100k game, which I'll count as decent in this one. Oh look, there are literally 10 seconds on the game, the shots are in the air, the emerald did not have to come anywhere near us, and with 1 second to go, we drop it on his head. Just under 102,000 damage, Confederate Dreadnought and Fireproof, 2 medals earned by being battered and 1 medal earned by battering the other team. 2675 on the base XP. There's the 3 guys that were in division with 2 kills apiece. I think we knew who did a proper job on that one. Certainly a Confederate is not a medal that is always easily earned. I hope you've enjoyed that one. Don't forget to smash the like button and leave me a comment. It helps to promote the channel if you haven't already done so. Please do subscribe, and if you're feeling generous you can always click the icon on the bottom of the video and leave me a little tip. Take care of yourselves until next time. Goodbye.